the floor exercise.
This is that second tumbling run. As you mentioned, Kathy, she does a whip back with a full twist, which is right there. But what's most impressive is watch how this double back just seems to hang in the air.
A score of 9-9-3-7. This is Tatiana Lysenko of the Soviet Union in only her third major competition on the uneven bars.
She has a nice routine here. Watch this mount sequence. Very unusual. Most of the gymnasts here are doing what we call stock routines, all the same skills, but not Lysenko. Nice height on that Jaeger front somersault. Now she'll set up for her dismount, and watch this. It is a beauty. Interesting note, it's Betty Okino's dismount, except with a double front half twist. Oh, and what a landing. That is such a difficult dismount, and she does it with such ease.
I don't think we can emphasize enough the polish of the Soviet team. She's going to do the Jaeger front flip here, straddled front. Look at the perfect form, and this is amazing when you're flying through the air, worried about regrasping the bar to keep that kind of form.
A 9-9-3-7, and so the standings after the first rotation. Zemeskel's in first. Bontas and Lysenko tied for second. Boganskaya in fourth, 5/100ths of a point behind Zemeskel. And Betty Okino is in sixth. Because of a fractured elbow and still suffers some pain while performing.
You would never know it on this mount. It's a press to handstand. Showing off her strength and flexibility. Everyone is always impressed by these long lines. Her legs are so long. She has very similar skills as Boganskaya. Here's the first one, 2 layout step outs in a row. And here comes something a little different, and she has perfected it. A double turn, very difficult on the balance beam. She's actually capable of a triple turn, which is unheard of. Another sprint move. I'm very impressed with how well the American gymnasts have been prepared for this competition. Here comes her dismount. 2 back handsprings to a double back. Oh, and a big step on the landing. That is exactly what you can't do in this competition to finish in the top 3. That is a 1/10 of a point deduction, or it should be.
You can see it on Betty Okino's face, and certainly Marta Caroli there, the beam coach of the Caroli program, realized that you have to stick the landings and you have to show impeccable form. This sequence here of the 2 layouts after the back handspring, although it was very clean, you can see there are some form breaks, slight form breaks. This is a terrific shot to see how springy that balance beam is. As you mentioned, Kathy, there is a spring right there. Boom. Great dismount. The step will cost her, though.
Oh, I'm surprised at that score. It should have been a 1/10 of a point deduction. And even though it doesn't seem like that big of an overscore in a competition this close, that will make a difference.
Christina Bontas, the new star of the Romanian team, ready now to go on her second vault. Earlier, she had a lot of trouble on her first vault. This gave her a 9-3-2-5. And so, Kathy, that means she'll have to count the second vault.
This is a highly stressful situation, to say the least. She was tied for second after the first rotation, and she needs a big score here. Much better vault. Slight little step backwards. And really, I think the vault needed to be a little more dynamic and explosive to get into the high 9-9.
She looks relieved, though.
I
It's
was
going to be a lot
gonna say.
better than that 9-3-2-5.
While we wait for Bontas' score, let's visit with Svetlana Boganskaya from the Soviet Union. Far removed from Boganskaya's hometown of Minsk, in the Republic of Belarusia, is Lake Krugloye, an hour outside of Moscow, but at the heart of the Soviet gymnastics program. It is the site of the Soviet National Training Center, where men and women from all the Soviet republics have traditionally prepared for major competitions. While Boganskaya is separated from her parents, her older brother Igor, and the family tortoise Masha, the dormitory at Lake Krugloye has become a home away from home. Isolated for the time being from the radical changes underway in her country, ones that may prove to be the only thing that can stop the Soviet gymnastics teams. Bogunskaya getting ready now for the floor exercise. Kristina Bontas's score on the vault was a 9.887.
This is an opportunity for her to move ahead of Bontas. This is where she reigns. So easy to watch this routine. Watch how she almost dances her tumbling run. Very elegant. Compared to Bontas, she doesn't have nearly the difficulty in her tumbling, but her choreography works with the music, not in spite of. There's an area where Bogunskaya has really improved, added some difficulty in this middle tumbling run. Full and a half twist, through to a double back. A pike double back. Look at the straight legs, pointed toes. Beautifully done. Hard to find deductions in that routine.
And as we mentioned, she really has upgraded her difficulty to keep up with the little hot shots like Bontas. In this pass, she's going to do a 1.5 twist right here. Now, where she used to do a backflip with a double twist, she's added a double backflip instead. Well done.
A 9.950. When we come back, a first look at Shannon Miller of the U.S. and her leader, Kim Zmeskal. In the women's all-around, this is Shannon Miller, the 14-year-old from Edmond, Oklahoma, the floor exercise.
And this gymnast takes competitive risks, meaning she throws everything she's capable of. Like this first tumbling pass, it'll be a whip back through to a full twisting double back. Watch now. Here's the whip back. Full twisting double back. What I really like about this gymnast is though she's not as physically powerful as a Kim Zmeskal, she comes up with even more difficult tumbling passes.
Perhaps that has something to do with her coach, Steve Nuno. He really is very aggressive. Bella Caroli, although his gymnasts are very consistent, they take very few risks.
Here's another full twisting double back. Now you can see she doesn't get quite as high in the air as some of the other gymnasts, but nonetheless she can perform the skill. It's a sign of good, hard training. The final tumbling run will be a pike double back. All the landings have been pretty solid in this routine. There's another good landing right here. Very well done.
Shannon Miller.
When you watch this competition and you try to compare these top gymnasts, it shows you why judging gymnastics is so difficult. Sometimes it's like comparing apples and oranges.
And it doesn't appear at just 4 feet 6 inches high and 69 pounds that Shannon Miller would have the power to complete this move. The reason she can make it is she has great technique.
And here's her score. Shannon Miller with a 9.862. And the crowd not happy with that score.
But that was an appropriate score. The landings were not perfect.